Hello and welcome on this awful Monday grey day at the beginning of February. My name is Ashley, I'm 60 Bit Sassy. If you're new here, on this channel I share how I'm navigating my way through being 60 and trying to be a bit more responsible with my finances. This isn't just a money channel, it's a everything channel really, and if you saw yesterday's video you will see that I am attempting to take control of my weight. Now, before we go any further, I know a lot of you are here for the money aspect, so I'll take you top down and we'll talk about how I did. We'll look in the little book and see what happened. Right, my lovelies, it is time to look at the figures. At first, I was a bit like, I should have had a bit more money left at the end of the month because I didn't fill up with fuel this week because I didn't go and see my dad because I've not been well, as I've already mentioned. I haven't been to my knitting night for 2 weeks, so I've saved money there. But let's just have a look. I've done a weekly roundup, as I always do, and I've done a monthly roundup because we are now in February. So last week, I didn't spend anything at Baco or anything on fuel. I spent a total of 42.66 on food. 23.24 of that was on my next Gusto box, which is being delivered tomorrow. The prices are starting to ramp up now, so when I get to the end of the offer I'm not going to order anymore. And then I spent £19.42 in Aldi. I bought some fruit and some yogurts and a seed mix. What else did I buy? Some wine. Yes, that was for yesterday. So I was under on my Baco budget, under on my fuel, under on my food. So I worked out that I should have had £132 surplus in my bank account. I owe the window cleaner 30 because I didn't pay him at Christmas and I owe him for this month. So that took me down to £82 surplus. I don't know what that means there. Don't know what I'm doing, but £82 surplus. Now, when I looked at these figures here for my discretionary spending, for the month, I spent £39.75 at Baco, which left me £85.25 in the budget. On fuel, I spent £69.80. I am pleased to see that the price of fuel does seem to be coming down a little bit. Is it in your area? Let me know in the comments. I think just before Christmas here it was something like 135.9. Here it is currently 129.9. At my dad's it was, when I filled up last, 125.9. So yeah, so that left me £80.20 in the fuel budget. But as I say, I didn't fill up this week, and it was a 5-week month, but I started my tracking from the 5th of January. So there are spendings that went on from the 31st of December to the 5th of January, if that makes sense. My food monthly total, this shocked me actually, because I think I don't spend much on food. That's husband's department, but I spent £140.96. It still leaves me £109.04 in the food budget for that month. So I thought that I should have had a surplus, adding these figures together, of £274.49. But then I thought that doesn't take into account extra spending and the saving that I'm doing. So we've started the 52-week challenge, and I think we've saved something like £87 over 3 weeks so far, something like that. So that has obviously come out of the bank account. I've opened a new monthly saver, which is paying me 6.25% gross annual interest rate. And I've moved £100 just to open that account. And then my £200 that I budget for saving has also gone into that account. So that's £100. We've got the 80 odd pounds that we've got in the Save the Change. In the 52-week challenge. The Save the Change I haven't accounted for. So every single transaction in my bank is rounded up to the nearest pound, and I don't take that into account. And then I spent the best part of £200 having pictures framed, 2 pictures framed. So yeah, so that's why this is maybe a bit lower than I expected it to be. In my January first Money Monday, I said that I was going to look at maybe dabbling in a trading 212 or premium bonds, something like that. I'm actually going to leave this money where it is because later this month, hubby and I are going to London for 2 days. So I want a bit of extra spending money for that. Now, in terms of savings, this month, looking at my bank, I have, since the beginning of January, managed to save £450 and 95 pence. So I'm really pleased with that. Let's just straighten up a little bit. Right, what should we do next? Let's have a look at what's left in the purse money. It is a very it's a very drab Monday. And I know I should go for a walk, but I don't know that I want to. Because I've been feeling meh, I haven't been anywhere really. I've spent very little in the way of cash. In fact, I didn't tell you how much cash I spent last week. Let's have a look. A total of £12.75, which was food and coffee at Morning Knitting, £1 for the car park, and some postage at the post office, I think, on the Monday. Yes, £3.40 at the post office. So yes, we have some money to put back in our pot. So I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 55 to go into my pot. It's not this one, it's this one. So I'm very pleased about that. And obviously, I'm not counting this money. I don't know what I'm going to do with what I've got left. Yes. Oh, and of course, also, the other thing is that I said I've saved 450. I don't think that takes into account the £140 that I've put in my Plum account. I'll have to have a look at that. I have opened a Monzo account, but have yet to fully activate it. But I'm maybe going to close the Plum and see what I can get out of Monzo. Right, so we will keep £1 for car parking and 70p for car parking. That'll be all right for Wednesday. And I next go into town, so £1 in the pound pot. And again, I'm not going to count. Oh no, that's the wrong thing. I'm not going to count this up. And that goes in the change pot. I've still got to decide how I'm going to decorate this lid. Final thing to do is to see how much we are going to put in the 52-week challenge this month, or this week, I should say. Yes, so we've done 4 weeks so far. So we've got 11 and 21 is 32, 52, 55, 87. Right. I would quite like it to be a low one, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Because it all comes out in the wash. This one is speaking to me. Let's have a look at you. Now, I don't know whether you're a 6 or a 9. We'll go with 9. I will just get my pen to mark that off. There we go. And when the 6 comes out, if it looks like a 9, we know it's a 6. So there we go. There's the number 9. So £9 will be going. So that takes us up to £96 already without really thinking about it. Now, I appreciate that I am in a very fortunate position that I am able to save. I know that not everybody is, and that a lot of people are struggling week to week, paycheck to paycheck. I am feeling a little bit like that myself. It's payday tomorrow, but I know that I'm comfortable at the moment, and I'm very lucky. If you are struggling with debt, please do get some help if you can. Step Change are a wonderful organisation. Citizens Advice will also help you with any debt. There are loads of channels out there that talk about budgeting and have tips on how to budget and things to help you, spreadsheets, trackers, whatever. Yes, anyway, that's enough of that. Let's go back up top. So I am quite pleased with how January went money-wise, and there's not as big a surplus at the end of the month as I would have liked, but I have started 2 new savings accounts. I've got my 52-week saver. I've got my new monthly saver, because last year's has reverted to an instant access 1% saver. Tomorrow, I am going to be having a meeting with somebody from my bank via Teams or Zoom or somewhere at home. I haven't got to go anywhere, to look at what I'm going to do with my teacher's pension lump sum. So I'm quite interested in that, because it's been 6 months since I received that money. And in real terms, I've lost money because it's just sitting in my bank account. It hasn't earned any interest. And yeah, at least I haven't spent it. So I'm looking forward to that. I did say that I was going to be meeting with somebody, so I'll be able to fill you in on that next week. What else have I done? Oh yes, I have switched my ISA that I saved into last year, and it hasn't got the maximum £20,000 in it by any stretch of the imagination, but that has reverted to a 1% instant access ISA. So getting on for 2 weeks ago, I have transferred that into a fixed rate ISA for 2 years, and I can't remember whether it is 2.75% or 3.25%. I can't remember, but it's certainly better than 1%. And that money, that transfer's still going through. It said it could take up to 14 working days. So I'm hoping that tomorrow or the day after that will, happen, and I can just drip feed a little bit of money into that. So I'm quite happy with the savings. And as I said in that little clip, we've done okay. We've done okay. So my 3 goals for the year, my intentional goals, or what I intend to try and achieve this year, is that I will be more intentional in my spending. And I think that I have been. I have really thought, do I need that? Do I want that? The only thing that I did do at the start of the year, I bought a poetry book, and it came with a limited edition unframed print. And it is beautiful. It's a lino cut, and if you've been following me for a while, you know that I like the artist Angela Harding, and this particular piece reminded me of her work, and it's of a lovely hair. So that led me to go and get that picture framed, and also the little bit of abstract art that I did last year, I also got framed. So I didn't intend to spend that money, but I had the money to be able to do so. I haven't bought any books. And remember, the rule is that if I buy a book, 2 have got to leave the house. I may well be purchasing a book, but I'm going to see if I can get it in the library first. At school, one of the teachers has set up a staff book club, and we're going to meet once every half term. And the book was selected last week. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I either need to purchase that or see if they've got it in the library. I could even look in a charity shop. But if I do buy a book, 2 have got to leave. I have not bought any clothes in January. I didn't go to the sales. I feel quite proud about that. Now, there are 2 things going on here. I will need to spend some money on clothes soon. I am in desperate need of some new socks. I put a pair on this morning. Generally speaking, I like a plain black sock. I have got pattern socks, and I'm wearing a pair of pattern socks now. Gosh, this is really interesting content, Ashley. And I was walking on the kitchen floor. I thought, have I just trodden in some water or something on the kitchen floor? But because I've got a tiled floor, but had a huge hole in the bottom of the socks. So I could have mended them, I know, but it was a massive, massive hole, and just thought it wasn't worth it. So they went in the bin. So I do need to have some socks. And I do need to buy some underwear. I could do with some new bras and some new pants. I have put on some weight recently. You may have seen yesterday's episode 1 of Secret Diary of a Serial Dieter. Do go and check that out. I'll leave it linked in the description box. I'm loath to buy clothes, but I do need underwear, and good fitting underwear makes all the difference to how you feel and how your clothes look on you. So I may well, possibly next week, go to Marks and Spencer's and get a bra fitting. I'm convinced I'm wearing the wrong size bra, and buy, I don't know, a white, black and a neutral one. Yes, so that there will be a little bit of spending on that account. I am really trying hard not to buy any clothes. As I said in yesterday's video, I'm spending longer in front of the open wardrobe door thinking, what am I going to wear? Because things are getting a little bit snug around the belly. One thing I am going to allow myself to buy, I think, is a white round neck, crew neck t-shirt, or a long sleeved white round neck, lightweight shirt to wear under cardigans. I have a white v-neck t-shirt, but it is a little bit snug. I bought it last year and it's a size 14, and I am not a size 14, certainly not at the moment, I'm not. So that is something that I'm going to allow myself. But two things have got to leave the house, and I've still got to do the huge wardrobe declutter of 2026. That's another story. I'll maybe talk about that next week. So yes, I think I am doing okay on the intentional spending. Let's have a slurp of tea. My second goal for 2026 was to think about my health. I have to say, through January, I've done nothing, which is really bad, really bad. So yesterday, the 1st of February, I have decided I'm going to restart the Secret Diary of a Serial Dieter. And as of yesterday, I have cut out for 30 days. And in fact, it's going to be longer. It's going to be until the 15th of March. Cakes, sweets, chocolates and biscuits. Now, what I am allowed are cacao nibs, and I am allowed things like cereal bars that may have chocolate chips in them. When I say chocolate, I mean things like Cadbury's cream eggs. I mean dairy milk, a chocolate bar like a Twix or a Twirl or a Kit Kat, those kind of things. Nothing like that. I am allowed sugar-free sweets because I do like a little sweet, like a little mint or something. So I'm allowed those. So hopefully that can make a little bit of difference. And I am going to try and be more active. Yesterday, I happened to walk 1.5 hours, and I did 3.5 miles. I was with hubby and he was walking quite slow because he's got a poorly knee. So I didn't go quite as fast as I would have liked, but at least I was out for 1.5 hours and getting some fresh air on my face. I was going to say sunshine, but there wasn't any. And I'm hoping to go for a little walk this afternoon, but the weather just looks so uninspiring. My blood pressure is still high. The doctor has doubled the medication for that. I had to take my readings again a couple of weeks ago. So I think it was from last week. I had to double the dose. So I've gone from 5 milligrams to 10. And she's given me a month's worth of tablets. So no doubt she'll want to see me or speak to me after that. I am putting together a Pinterest board of Mediterranean style recipes that are heart healthy to try and deal with the high cholesterol that I've got. So yeah, I'm gonna try and do that, and as I say, be more active. I've done nothing about joining the gym. I think at the moment I'm not in the right headspace. I think I need to really double check my budget as well. Yes, something is stopping me biting the bullet, but I feel like I definitely need to build my strength up, and I need to do that with some resistance training, yoga, Pilates, swimming, all that kind of thing. Walking on its own isn't going to be enough. So yes, we didn't do very well on the health, but you know, we can move forward. The third goal was to do something creative every day, be that reading, writing, paper crafting, knitting, playing my piano. I'm ashamed to say I've played my piano once, which is awful. I have done a little bit of writing in my journal. I have done something creative every day in terms of either knitting or paper crafting or both. So I am allowing myself that kind of mindset, which is good. So have I got any different goals for February or things that I want to add? I think not. I did say in the video at the start of the year where I was setting my goals that I need to make these achievable. And if I set too many, it's going to be overwhelming. So I've got my little challenge of not having the processed sugar for just over 30 days, a month and a half. I've got the goal of walking more and continuing with the money journey. I think that is probably enough. I would like to write more. I would like to paint more. I would like to play my piano more. And it's being organised, I guess. I'm not particularly organised. Got some good things to look forward to in February. On Thursday, it is my eldest daughter's birthday. She will be 28. I can't quite believe that she will be 28. We're not seeing her on her birthday, but she and her younger sister and her younger sister's boyfriend are coming home next week for a couple of days, and we will celebrate her birthday then. She is doing proper adulting. She's asked for a drill for her birthday, an electric drill, which makes me very proud. And hubby has organised that. So no doubt we'll be going out for some food and a few drinks, etc. And then later on in February, we are going to London for a couple of days. As I said in the little clip where I showed you my notebook. So I'm trying to save money for that. And we're going to see Cirque du Soleil at the Royal Albert Hall, which I'm really excited about. So that will be a little vlog. I guess one of the things that I'm disappointed about on this channel is that I haven't been out and about. And part of that has been to try and save money. But yes, anyway, I will say goodbye. I will be back next week. There may be some shorts with me talking about how I'm doing on my weight loss journey. There may be some shorts talking about how I'm doing on my sugar-free journey. Here's just a little bit of footage of yesterday's walk to wind up today's video. If you've enjoyed it, I'd love it if you give a thumbs up. If you're able to hype, that would be lovely. And if you haven't subscribed to my little community, please do. Leave a comment for me to tell me how you're doing with your year so far. I do so like to engage with you in comments and read your comments. Take care. Bye now.